Igula tiarfa, Igula simela, che soven de valens uchak la prola sork. Ut cerdros vecins, mas a grifo bis.
Hello? Yes. I understand. Right? I won't fail.
Durango. It even sounds like me.
What's a Durango?
Someplace in New Mexico. But, I mean, this thing's got boldness, character. Oh, it's hot. 48 valves, 12 cylinders.
Nothing wrong with the car you've got.
It's 5 years old, George. 80 thou on the clock. The thrill is gone. Look at it. I mean, check it out. Check it out. You've got to... You're not even looking. Look, check out this body.
15 on the highway, 12 in the city, Matt.
Oh, great, mister. I'll build my house with bricks.
Oh, that's the little pig that the big bad fox didn't get.
That's Wolf, George. Big bad Wolf. And you don't even know what a car is. You don't understand. A car is a statement. A car... Is that a tail?
We really need a better blender. Durango.
But it's not a race thing. It's not an ex-cop thing. Paul Bear's simply the best choice for senator detective.
He's a good DA, I'll give you that.
And Silverthorne is a promise breaker, a server of special interest tobacco lobbyists.
Tobacco lobbyists?
According to them, matches have been causing lung cancer all along.
Armani, right?
If the suit's hand-picked.
Then you gotta convict. Uniform coming in with some threads for Carter's court appearance. Let's go.
How you doing?
Fine.
Nice to see you again. Very nice. Look what we have here. What do you say, Carter?
Hey, I'm the one just doing you guys a favor, all right?
He's very grateful.
California's Mojave Desert 9 years ago. Our historic first view of the newcomer's ship. Theirs was a slave ship carrying 250,000 beings, bred to adapt and labor in any environment. Physically stronger than human beings, with keener senses and 2 hearts, These alien newcomers have joined the American workforce. The Tanctonese have been accepted by many, but feared and hated by so-called human purists, now incensed by the newcomers' right to vote and run for public office. With no way to leave Earth, the Tanctonese newcomers have become a growing part of the population of Los Angeles.
I'm almost ready to go in. They called.
Your star witness against Moran just got hit. 2 cops are dead.
Well, that's impossible. How could they have found out?
George, it was another cop. It was Tina.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. She's a model officer.
Was. She shot it out with him right at the safe house. Moran got to her, George.
I know how disappointed you guys are. I'm out of here. Case dismissed. Without Carter, they've got nothing.
George, donuts won't help. Let him go. He'll be back.
And as you can imagine, my hearts go out to the officers and their families. The criminal justice system will get back on its feet. These slain servants of that system will not.
Mr. Barrett, do you think the shooting might hurt your election chances?
Because I'm a former police officer? Because I'm the district attorney?
Well, no, not exactly.
Because the apparent killer was a newcomer? Are you going to ask Senator Silverthorne if he's concerned that human police corruption in the Riviera Heights narcotics case or civil rights violations by human officers in the Bradley case are going to hurt his chances to widen the gap? The truth is, malfeasance by any sworn officer is bad, whether they be newcomer or human. This is not a partisan issue. This is not a special issue. This is a tragic loss of life.
Pretty slick.
No, just honest.
Mr. Barrett, one more question before you go. Very
No, I really have to. George. Dr. Clotto votes.
My partner, Matthew Sykes.
Hey.
Paul Bearer.
How do you do?
You handled that pretty well.
You think so? Thanks. But there's more than one truth here. This will compromise my chances. Forget logic and facts. Newcomers are judged by harsher standards. George, Moran knows you'll try and tie him to the hit. It won't be easy, but don't disappoint him, old friend.
That's a promise.
Detective, how about your vote?
Well,
Well, Matt operates on the theory that no matter who you vote for, the government always gets you.
Hey, I vote.
Miss Microbrewery? 1993, wasn't it? Yes, I remember that rather unique calendar.
There were some issues involved.
What? I did the embarrassing.
Nicholas Carter was gunned down just before leaving to testify against Moran on murder-for-hire charges. While details are still sketchy, sources have told KNRG News that the assassin was a newcomer policewoman. Authorities have only confirmed that 2 detectives guarding Carter are also dead. As soon as the news reached the courtroom, Moran's legal team asked for dismissal of all charges.
Hello? Shyster, I was wondering when you'd call. So, did you like my little demonstration? No. That's my edge. But I guess you could say it wins a good felony seal of approval now, huh? Yeah, I bet you would. So can we do business? No, Counselor. You name a price. Then we'll start from there.
24,000? You're kidding, right? No. The convertible, loaded. You'll work with me? Work with this.
Sure, one more question.
What are you doing?
Hey, I'm trying to work a deal here. God, these people, they act as if they're doing me a favor. due to the demand, we don't discount. What a crock.
I was watching Bearer on the news.
No, it's okay. I was there. That was it. You didn't take any more questions.
Give me the remote.
No. Hey, why don't we go check out the ride on the new Durango?
You don't need a new ride, and I was watching the news.
Hey, Kathy, this is important to me.
All right. Fine. As long as we have separate accounts, you may spend your money as foolishly as you wish.
You didn't have
Your little masculine control thing. It's not attractive.
I think you damaged some nerves. I may never drive again. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Got some vision.
He's a nice guy, but I don't think he's gonna make it. How about a little lower?
Oh, I hope you're wrong. We won't always be such a minority, you know, and almost all of us vote.
How about a lot lower?
You're doing it again.
Oh, just think of it as a masculine move.
And this has nothing to do with me watching the news?
You want some news? I got a hot flash for you right here.
Hello? George, hi, Matt's right here. The dead policewoman. Sure. The coroner's office, 10 o'clock? Oh. Yes, George, fine. Good night. I'll be in the bedroom with the news.
Matt was humming.
Well, I'm glad those classes didn't go to waste.
A little early.
Well, we've been together a lot longer, George, but I do remember when you used to hum any time of the day. You know, I think Paul Bear's right. Anything negative about newcomers so close to the elections will really hurt his chances.
Emily's still studying at the library.
Supposed to be. Did you hear that some of his people are worried that if he's elected, he'll try too hard to be impartial? That newcomers might actually be shortchanged?
Where's Buck, I wonder?
I don't know. He's being strange again. Oh, it feels good. George.
Just trying to remember what they look like.
Listen to criticism, Nemo.
Such beautiful spots.
Oh, I thought you had to get dinner. Maybe we'll go out later, huh? Or maybe we'll order in. Got some leftovers.
Mom! Dad!
Salim.
Hey, you guys. Oh, man. I have got something really great to tell you. Maybe now's not a good time.
Didn't you see me waving to you on 7th Street?
Your mother had something in her eye.
Oh, yeah, you've had this problem with your eye before, haven't you, Mom?
Why don't we all go out to dinner?
It looks like you both would prefer room service.
No, dinner's good. We should definitely celebrate after you hear this.
What is it, son?
It's a job. It is a new job.
Buck, if we celebrated every new job...
Emily.
No, it's okay. I've bounced around for a long time. I never knew what I wanted to do until now.
You found something you're interested in. Buck, that's wonderful.
And it was always right in front of me. I will be able to help people. I won't lose my Tanktonese identity. And I have you to thank, especially, Dad.
Me?
Yeah.
Buck, you didn't.
He hasn't told us yet.
Yes, he has, George.
I've been accepted to the police academy. I start tomorrow.
My brother, the cop. You know you won't exactly be making the big bucks.
A person's worth is not always measured in coin of the helm, Emily.
Yeah, and that's realm, Dad.
And you didn't think of discussing it with us first?
No.
Susan, what's the matter with you?
I've spent a lot of years being a policeman's wife, George. You know the first rule? I don't tell you I'm afraid. If something happened, how would they tell me? Would somebody show up at my office? Would they just call? Can I get to the hospital fast enough? How do I tell the kids if... I'm very proud of you, George, of the work you do, but enough.
It's enough. I don't want to be a policeman's mother, too. I don't.
Hello? Mr. Greenie?
Who is this?
Cat va liqui. Key lis. Key. Fleck. Are you ready for a mission?
Yes.
Mom, look, I want...
You want me to stop by the market after school?
No, Buck can do a big shopping over the weekend.
You're gonna worry no matter what I say. I can't help that. I understand. It's just I feel so positive about this, Mom.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And I always knew eventually you'd find something you were passionate about. I just didn't expect this, all right?
Why not? I've watched Dad for all these years.
You know, until last night, I had never told your father how much his job bothers me. He's so committed to what he does. I never wanted to burden him. But now I'm worried that because of what I said, he might just...
Wimp out?
No. No, but he might react more slowly or do something he wouldn't normally do. Why am I feeling so guilty?
Why am I?
Why am I?
Well, I'm late for school, and I don't feel a bit guilty.
Will you finish the dishes? I've got to get to the office.
I love your mother very much. And I love being a policeman. If I had to live without one or the other, I would find it very difficult to choose. Your mother is a very brave woman. Not unlike anyone who loves someone who wears a badge. She's doing what her hearts tell her. Trying to protect you.
Dad, are you hoping to turn me off of this?
I don't think so. I do what I do because the law, at its best, promises order and fairness. It checks the tyranny of people who prey on others. When you've lived in slavery, these things are not just words.
You want to know the main reason I want to do this? It's seeing how much satisfaction you get and how good you are at it.
Your mother will never make me choose. This will always be my burden. Yours too, if this is what you want.
Oh, yeah. And I promise I'll never embarrass you.
That's not a concern. You just do your job and try to keep yourself safe.
Now you sound like a cop's father.
I suppose I do.
Oh, okay. All right.
You'll learn that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I can see where Susan would be a little hinky over it, George.
Hinky?
Put out, less than happy.
Oh, she's hinky.
I'm happy for Buck. Maybe he finally found himself.
I hope so.
You clued him in on the academy, I hope. Affirmative action, quota-driven central. Don't you remember?
Well, I think it's getting better.
Not what I hear. Only thing worse than being a woman or white.
A newcomer.
A newcomer with a detective sergeant father.
Well, I didn't pull any ropes. I didn't even know.
Strings, George, and it wouldn't matter.
What's the matter, Robert? Worried about your fingernail polish?
What's she doing?
A documentary. That's what I heard.
Francisco.
Yes, sir.
Something you want to share with us?
No, sir.
You think you can do better?
I don't know, sir.
Up front. Now! Get down here, Roberts. Stronger, smarter, faster. Right?
Not necessarily, sir.
I beg your pardon?
We're all trying to do our best, sir.
Is that so? You got 5 seconds. Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17. You got a long way to go, mister.
Yes, sir.
Get back in line.
Six wounds, 3 high velocity.
According to the 2 survivors, she was a damn Energizer bunny.
Here and here, these 2 wounds almost instantaneously fatal. The shockwave tissue damage, the bone damage, the nerve damage. The Emmy thought I might have some idea, but I can't explain what kept her going.
Drug screen?
That was my first thought, but there are no preliminary indications. I'll have toxicology back in a few days, though.
Maybe her 2 hearts kept her going.
Both damaged, in near arrest.
And she had to be high.
Makes no sense. Clean record, no debts, no unexplained assets.
It's Moran. He got to her somehow.
Someone certainly did.
George, code 3.
As you can see, complete chaos has broken out at Hesse University.
Hesiod University. Is that a religious deal?
No, Hesiod was Greek. Age of Homer, one of the earliest didactic poets.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Well, his work was meant to be educative, not entertaining.
Will you quit?
Look what they send us. Why can't we get a real cop? I hope he's not in charge. That's enough. Come on.
Not a lot of educating going on here.
Other cheek, Matthew.
Yeah, I'll give him both cheeks. Ball gets stuck in the hoop again, Wilcox?
Very funny, Sykes. We've got a bomber sitting with the girls' varsity volleyball team.
He's got about 50 sticks of what looks like commercial-grade dynamite strapped on.
Can we get a shot?
No snipers. He's holding a triggering device.
Hardwire or remote? It's remote. We've already got some jammers set up on the roof, and we're sending the antennas up now, but you know how many frequencies there are.
George, I know it's my turn as hostage negotiator, but you might want to take this one.
Follow.
Loosely translated, we're up to our ears in Faldo.
What you want?
Must have an accomplice, because the parents of the kids on the team are getting close to wire transfer big bucks to some tax haven bank. Or else this guy will level the gym.
Are they paying?
Haven't heard, but I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
Matt. Bomber, how does he know this is working?
I don't see a phone, a pager, nothing.
Stay away. I'd like to, but they've asked me to tell you that the money has been transferred, that everything...
Stop right there.
How we doing?
We've got AM, FM, and the medium wave bands covered.
Shortwave, single side bands.
We're working on it, man. We're not Voice of America.
Wilcox, talk to me.
He's 15 feet away. Stalemate.
Okay,
You seem very calm. That's good. There's no reason anyone should get hurt. Tell the kids about. That's Josh.
Tom Josh, Tom Stone Josh. This is almost over.
Hey, come on, let's move. Look, I need you to hit all ham radio bands, both civil and commercial air. Let's get that antenna in here, please. Come on, let's move.
They're talking. Francisco's still 12 feet away.
Let's shoot him.
I don't know.
It's going to be very difficult for you to get out. Your partner has the money. But I'll go out with you. We'll walk right out. It's not the money, is it? You don't know what's happening. You don't even care, do you? I'm talking to you.
It's going down!
Yeah, we are cooking from A to Z. We're jamming all the frequencies I can think of.
Fire and police.
What are you nuts, man? We need to...
Do it! All of it! Now!
Take it off. Take it all off.
Don't do this.
Udara. Cat Valley, Gilas Kiflek.
George! George! You all right? George? George, way to go. Really good job.
You saved a lot of kids.
Great work, George.
Ooh, this looks like a nice cruise, detective.
This is 5 years of savings and all my sick leave, and I am so ready, Albert.
Oh, a world of cabaret, dance, and romance awaits you. Everything you could possibly desire is on board.
How about a nice, tall Norwegian officer?
Oh, this is interesting. Some passengers may want to fill out absentee ballots before embarking from their country of origin. I just happen to have one right here.
You know, this would have slipped my mind.
I'd like to, encourage you to vote for it.
Done deal, Albert. I hope your newcomer wins.
Hey, Matt. Hey. Got a little souvenir for you, partner.
Oh, why don't you give it to George?
Guess what frequency was on?
I don't...
TAC 3. I'm telling you, if you hadn't made that police band call, we'd still be coming down to earth in pieces. You know, I'm hearing talk about a commendation for Francisco. Maybe even a Medal of Valor. You believe that?
You got a problem with that? Hey, let's go grab a late lunch. I want to check out some other cars. Oh, forget it, George. We've never had a case even remotely connected to that Udara myth.
Udara's not a myth. Udara means freedom. Take my blood, we will be free. That was their oath, their battle cry. Perp's name is Leonard Guini.
Len Guini?
No record, no criminal associates. Construction worker. Nothing in his background to account for killing a guard or attempted extortion. Sound familiar? Tina? Nothing to explain her actions either.
George, Carter was a mob head. And this Linguini guy is just a loony somebody hired.
This is everything the Bureau of Newcomer Affairs had on your Dara. It's not very much, I'm afraid.
Well, it was worth a try. Thank you, Albert.
I thought the Udara were like your resistance force, the good guys.
No. We had a recognized resistance group. The Udara were slaves who believed any means were justified against the Klisansung. Assassination, sabotage.
We lost many innocent lives when the overseers retaliated.
Okay, so this Guini guy used to be Udara. He was on the right side, but an extremist. Tina would have been too young.
We heard they recruited children as well. No one really knows.
Take my blood, we will be free. There's also an oath to die when captured, to reveal nothing of themselves to the enemy.
George, in case you haven't noticed, the only overseers left on the planet have either gotten with the program, or doing hard time, or checked into the Boneyard Hilton.
This is 60 feet, shallow draft, 8 staterooms, twin diesels, $300,000.
Anything else to show me? What about that one there?
That's 80 feet. Sleeps 12. Transoceanic, Baltic interior, $1.5 million.
Oh, yeah, that's more like it. Let's go aboard.
Well, now, most of the craft in this range are all cash, Mr. Duncan. And your present boat won't bring too much in its current condition.
Oh, hell, burn it for all I care. And all cash won't be a problem. You see, my brother died, left me an inheritance.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Larry, my condolences.
Oh, forget it. He died years ago. But what that computer nerd left me, it took a little while to realize its potential, but I'm in business now. So, show me the galley of this ocean crossing.
Let's do it.
Matt, what are you doing?
These guys got a new shipment of 993s.
But we're supposed to meet Kathy.
Yeah. I called her. She's gonna meet us here.
Well, what happened to the Dungo?
Durango, George, and those guys didn't want to bargain. It's the art of the deal, George. Ooh, it's all part of the pleasure you get after the sale. Hey, Kathy.
Hi. The human male never seems to progress past adolescence. Regarding Tina, I screened for everything, George, a full workup, and there was no indication of usage or dependency. Everything was in the normal newcomer range.
Look at this spec.
Did you hear about this morning?
After the fact. It's better if I don't know.
Do you worry about him?
The impetuous little boy going after the bad guys? Of course.
Does he know?
Well, we don't talk about it, George, but I think it's a given.
When can I see Mr. Guini?
He was acutely suicidal. He tried to bite his tongue off. I had to sedate him.
How many cases have you heard of where a patient could bring him or herself to actually do that?
Do what?
Bite the tongue off. Bleed to death.
Oh, not that Udara thing again.
Udara?
Well, Leonard Guini's words right before he tried to swallow that pill were, "Take my blood."
We will be free. He may have been Udara on the ship, George, but that cause is long gone.
Both Tina and Leonard, not a hint of a criminal background, no apparent motive.
George, you ever hear the expression, there's a price at which everything moves? Somebody offered these guys a number they couldn't say no to.
For a suicide mission? I want to try and talk to Leonard.
Right. Right after a little test drive.
Now.
Okay. But if you want some real information, I'm gonna go lean on Jake Moran. I'm telling you, he got to Tina. He ordered that hit.
There's line 2, please, repairs.
Mama.
Cliff, guys, what happened to you? I can't get my walker open.
It's more their games.
You gotta get changed. No, I'd rather be on time.
Mistake. Hurry.
Okay, thanks.
Command, firing.
Oh, God. Look at that slang. No. Oh, God.
it's incredible.
We're all just trying to do our best.
Look, you gotta make copies of this. They'll be standing in line for it.
When you take the suspect into custody, it is your responsibility. Can we help you, Francisco?
Sorry, officer. I had a...
He had a locker problem, sir?
Take your seat.
Thank you.
And they're off. Moved on the rail. RC Springfield coming in.
This isn't the race, boss. I'm gonna mute it.
We're close till 5.
Board of Health. Here you got cockroaches. Oh, yeah, I see 3 of them now. Big, ugly ones.
Make it quick, Detective.
Like the bookends, Jake. The housebroken? Where do you find guys with no necks? Or do you breed them?
Time's up, Sykes. Unless you got a warrant.
What I got is 3 dead cops. That's a marker you'll never lose, Jake. It's gonna get so heavy, it's gonna break your miserable back.
I really wanted Carter popped, okay? But the thing is, the hit didn't come from me. You want to insult me, provoke me, threaten me? Do it. I understand where you're coming from. You just ain't gonna get the satisfaction. Because I don't know who, I don't know how, and I don't know why. End of story.
Hey, Mrs. F, long time no see.
Gary, how's your dog?
Oh, she's terrific, thank you.
Great. I'm here to see George.
You heard, huh?
Heard what?
Doesn't matter. It's old news and everybody's A-okay.
You sure?
For real.
Albert, is George okay?
He's fine. He and Matt just went out. Let me see if they left a destination.
It's all right. We just needed to talk. I'll write him a note.
You sure?
Yeah.
Susan? You okay?
Is George working on something to do with Udara?
Crazy, huh? 2 serious felonies. Both perpetrators were newcomers. George thinks there may be some connection to Udara.
Why would he think that?
Take my blood, we will be free. You don't hear that very often.
No, I guess you don't.
Do you want me to tell him anything?
It's okay. I'll see him later.
It's safe now, Lynn. Just keep breathing. Your breathing is getting easier. Relax. Nothing gonna harm you. You want to relax. You're safe here. Just forget about everything. Clear your mind. It's so peaceful and quiet. This is the voice you trust. This is the voice that brings you peace and keeps you safe.
Kathy.
Can you hear me, Lynn?
Yes, I hear you.
Open your eyes. That's right, look at me. Do you trust this voice, Lynn?
Yes. Just this voice.
Do you work, Lynn?
Construction work. Shiny hammer. No high work.
Do you like your job?
Yes.
What about money, Len? Do you need more money?
Computer. What a computer.
Newcomer Network. I could go online. I need...
What do you need, Len? Tell me what you need.
To talk to other newcomers on the web. Do they have the dream? The same dream. I don't understand. The same dream.
Tell me about it, Len. Tell me about the dream.
One of the minds. I carry away the dead. Some have taken their own lives. So many gone forever. My wife? The overseers. We need to fight it. Light. I see the light of the leader. I had a mission. I failed. I must die. I must not be
I don't think Len committed a crime for profit or passion.
No drugs?
He was clean.
It's the Udara. It's some kind of lingering mind control.
That's one possibility. George, we were there. Is it any wonder our race suffers from more personality disorders and psychosis at a far greater rate than humans?
Yes, our client was very pleased. So pleased, in fact, that he has a very special order.
Cost you $250,000, Cummings.
How much?
You heard me.
Larry, let's not squeeze the golden goose so hard that he chokes.
Your big shot clients can afford it. I mean, how major a deal is this?
Larry, I don't think that's any of your business now, is it?
Price is still $250,000. This well runs dry. That's it. There's no more business. How about it, Cummings?
All right.
When do I get the specifications?
I'll call you back. Just be ready.
Brother. Thank you.
This is the physical education building at Hesiod University, where the newcomer held the college's volleyball team hostage while wearing what police described as at least 10 pounds of dynamite. Now, authorities have still not disclosed how much money may have been extorted from anxious parents, but reliable sources indicate it may be in the millions.
Sorry I'm late. I know I should have called.
Well, I just saw you on the news.
Doing my job.
It's some risk.
More so than usual, yes. Susan, we can't have it both ways. Buck is going to make his own choices. If you want someone to blame, blame me, all right? If he sees me as a role model, what am I supposed to say? That I don't like the work? That I can't do the work?
I get the point, George. I never expected you to lie to him.
Well, he's quite enthusiastic about
And
this.
I'm spoiling it.
He would do a better job knowing we were behind him. Susan, I never questioned your support. I know I should have given more thought about how you felt about this. When Buck graduates and goes out on the street, I'll probably worry as much as you.
Your perspective's going to get a major wake-up call.
Not hungry?
Why are the kids so late?
Probably because they're not kids anymore.
I heard the bomber had an accomplice. Any leads?
Not really. This is the second newcomer crime without a logical background or motive.
Well, that's strange.
Do you remember the Udara?
Of course. You think they have something to do with this?
Yes, I do. For the Udara, the end always justified the means. Now, why does a construction worker suddenly become an extortionist? And why does a model cop suddenly become an assassin?
What does Matt think?
Well, Matt sees profit or passion behind every crime.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, George. Besides, once the ship crashed and we gained our freedom, there was no reason for the Udara to exist anymore.
Just as well, they're obsessed and dangerous.
We were no better than cattle, George, in a slow line to slaughter.
You don't condone what they did.
The Udara stepped out of that line. They fought back with the meager resources they had at their command.
But they lost all sense of morality. They became worse than the monsters they were fighting. The Udara instilled an even greater fear. We even stopped trusting each other. How many of our people died because of their attacks? Their provocations? Susan. Susan. Susan, what's the matter? What is it?
I was Udara, George.
Never heard him like this.
You don't think they'll break up, do you?
For me going to the academy, that's ludicrous.
I don't mean to bruise your ego, but your name hasn't come up. They're shouting about Udara or freedom or something.
I couldn't just sit there wondering if you were still alive, if my children would be taken from me.
You think I didn't worry? You think I didn't ask for you or the children every chance I got?
And then what? Do whatever they say? Suffer every indignity? Every degradation? We were treated like animals, George.
Udara were killers. Every dark atrocity one could have...
Atrocity? Fighting back an atrocity. Destroying overseers, an atrocity. Wanting to save my family and survive an atrocity.
What is the point of survival once you've lowered yourself to their level? What is the difference between us and the overseers?
I knew the difference, George.
Well, many of you didn't.
What? Is it better to die a slave? I rejected that with all my being. You've forgotten too much.
You sound so sure of yourself.
I am.
Then why have you kept it from me? If you were so sure, why didn't you tell me? We have always shared everything. It's because you know, don't you? You know the end can't always justify the means.
You've become too human, George. What? The meek shall inherit the earth? Look around you. Do you see that happening here? Did that work back on the ship? Admit it. What Udara didn't give you some hope, some satisfaction? To finally see fear in the eyes of the Klisansun? Udara chose to make sacrifices rather than wait for the overseers to kill us. Don't you see the difference?
Yes, but you had no right to sacrifice those who didn't make that choice. We were a subjugated people. We were a desperate race, but we still had to have a conscience.
We absolutely should not lose sight of the victims of crime.
Susan and the Udara blows my mind, George.
She didn't even come down for breakfast. The kids, you should have seen the look in their eyes.
They hurt?
Just that we were loud and angry and...
Really sorry, man.
I slept on the couch. I felt like I was in one of those TV sitcoms. Only I wasn't laughing.
What did Susan say she
did? I didn't even want to know. I didn't ask. But I know how you feel about the underdog. No putts, no glory.
That's guts, George.
It's not funny.
No, it's not.
Human history is filled with examples of people who commit heinous and unconscionable acts. North something against South something, Protestant against Catholic, Arab against Jew, and white against color.
Some of those causes were noble.
Oh, so you think it's all right? The Udara were justified in what they did? Acceptable terrorism?
It's a label, George. One person's terrorism is another person's affirmation of life.
Matt, we really need to find out more about the Udara.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, do you think Susan would be the right person? Oh, hey, no, George, don't ask me.
Gary. Right. Have you seen Francisco or Sykes?
No, Cap, I haven't seen him.
Albert! Not lately. Zepeda, do you have any idea?
Sykes is in interrogation, Captain. Is there anything I can do before I leave on the cruise of a lifetime?
Have you seen this request? All stations, please report any newcomers in custody attempting suicide and/or mention and/or reference to Udara and/or mention and/or reference the phrase, take our blood, we will be free. Signed, Francisco. Why am I not surprised?
That's Udara, sir.
Thank you, Albert. And this blood thing? I mean, what the hell is an Udara?
Francisco and Sykes are on it, Captain. It's a connection to the Carter hit and the bomber extortion.
Yeah, but what is it? Is it a rock group? Some satanic cult deal?
Albert?
Well, it's definitely not a rock group.
Tell Francisco and/or Sykes to see me when they're available, if it's not asking too much.
Yes, sir.
Look, this is difficult for both of us. We're sure these two newcomers were or are Udara.
Where is George?
He's around. Susan, it's better that I do this.
Really? Better for whom, Matt?
We've got this Greenie guy in custody. He's not saying much. We need information. Since you and George aren't exactly seeing eye to eye...
He told you. He actually told you about our fight.
The Udara is police business.
I understand that, Matt. I'm talking about our private life.
This is more important than whether I know my partner slept on the couch. Major crimes are being committed. Lives are being lost. Susan, you're a citizen in a land of laws now.
Ask your damn questions.
So what did you learn other than the fact that I'm up to my spots in Faldo?
Secrecy was the name of the game, George. Everything was on a need-to-know basis. She believed, she volunteered, was given several trial assignments. She wouldn't say what.
Structure, leaders?
She doesn't know that much. A woman called Avra was the leader. She gave Susan her orders. She'd be in her 70s by now.
Does Susan know where this Avra lives?
It's when I lost her. She clammed up tight, insisted on talking to you.
Detective?
Susan, please. You had good reasons for what you thought you had to do. I feel differently, but I don't want this to spoil what we have. You know how I feel about you. These questions, they can wait. Let me take you home. I don't want this anger between us. I can't live like that.
I want to go home with you, George. Listen to me first, and then no more questions. Ever. The Udara were committed to fight to the death. We saw no end to the struggle, and many died. Some became too old to fight. Avra said we had to have a reserve. a force that could not be implicated or exposed no matter what horrible things the overseers might do to them.
Gulasimela. Ki solven ve valens ot sec.
We needed you fighters, completely dedicated to the cause, ready to carry out any order without fear.
Shock la prolsmak. Would serdros ve sing.
Without hesitation, without mercy.
Go on.
We stole a mind-altering gas from Special Section.
Masagrifo mis. Ian lasu.
It was absorbed through the eyes. The shadow force was seeded.
Seeded?
Once the gas was absorbed, they could receive what humans call hypnotic suggestion or mind control. The trigger, it would activate them. Then they were given a phrase that would initiate their mission. If they returned, all memory of Udara, of what they had done, would be wiped out by a termination phrase.
And if they didn't return?
They were programmed to take their own lives, rather than betray the cause.
Do you know the phrases, Susan?
No. Ivor kept them to herself. George, I don't know how this could be happening now.
I don't understand. Tina, the police officer, she would have been nearly a child on the ship.
The Udara needed young people, children, so we would be ready to fight for generations. George, you have to understand what it was like for me. We were separated so often. The Udara was hope. We had to have hope.
Susan, look at me. You seem to know an awful lot about the seated ones. But it must have been the Udara's greatest secret.
Yes. None of the children were seated without permission from a parent. George, I let them seed Emily.
Hi.
Hey,
Where's Dad?
slept in my room. Doesn't want to talk about it.
I hate this.
I even told him I quit the academy if it would help.
Do you want to?
No, I'm handling it.
What's there to handle?
Oh, you know, the jerks, the ones who play the species card. I get really pissed off their little power trips.
Don't lose your cool, Buck.
Yeah, well, one of these days I might just wipe the smirks off of their faces.
They're not worth it.
That's what I keep telling myself.
Don't you think Dad went through the same thing?
Probably worse. It was one of the first. See ya. This is a bonus when your family's breaking up?
I guess so.
Thanks.
We just had an insight into it that no other teacher I know would have come up with. You know? I just thought that was really interesting. It was really inspiring.
Matt. Coming. Trying to decide on burial or cremation. Oh, God, I knew it. A day late and $1,200 poorer.
I'm sorry.
Hey, George, it's a car. It's not a wife. It's not a daughter. Let's go find this Ivor.
I just keep trying to remind myself about what it was like, those terrible times. But my own daughter walking around like she's some potential time bomb.
Relax, she's covered. Gary and Zapp are on the day watch.
I thought Zapata was going on vacation.
They both volunteered.
Volunteered?
How'd Emily take it?
We didn't tell her.
What?
Well, she doesn't need to know. Why should she worry about something that may never happen?
But if she's having these dreams...
I can't very well ask her about that, can I?
You're nuts, George. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but you don't know who's picking these newcomers to commit these crimes. Or how they do it?
We'll find out.
She ought to know, that's all I'm saying.
Susan and I decided not to tell her. It's about all that we can agree on. Just the knowledge of being seated and what the consequences
She
could
didn't
be.
do anything wrong. What if a terrorist group
This is
gets
not your call.
All right, we decentralized our mini computers using land-based SQL database servers. I'm running the squeegee level 6 with some of my own code.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we are really cutting through it now. No hits. No Abras coming in or out of newcomer immigration. At least in her 60s, you sure?
Reasonably sure.
2,300 female newcomers processed between ages 60 and 70. Still surviving 412. Still involved with B&A 316. But that means we have hard current data, mostly because they still get regular old age welfare benefits.
316.
I can recheck real fast.
No, we believe you. What about photo identification?
No offense, detective, but due to the commonality of certain newcomers' physical characteristics...
Please don't say we all look alike. No photos.
B&A changed the retina readers on all welfare recipients. We did have a lot of fraud.
Of those 316, how many still live around L.A.?
92%.
A sting?
Sure. We get the B&A computers to spit out form letters to each one, some big increase in the benefits package, but they gotta come in for an information meeting, a qualification check. Vice did one last month on their outstanding wants list, used the last available addresses to send out "you won a week in Hawaii" letters. Busted 28 winners and some really awful-looking resort wear.
Sting, that's a great idea. It'll save us a lot of time.
Yeah, but Susan's got to be there to identify Avra.
Oh, she will. Oh, Matt. About before. Hey.
Forget about it, George.
I'd really like to apologize.
No.
Well, I really am sorry.
All right, gentlemen. We've got your sting and the overtime for surveillance. How soon is this welfare orientation thing?
Letters will go out tonight. The required meeting's in 3 days.
That fast? I mean, wouldn't you get a better turnout if you gave the women more time?
We have to find this Avra very quickly. These newcomers, sir, they have no intent. They have no... George! No control.
George, I understand. We all understand. Go get him.
Thank you.
Robbery, however, is still one of the leading forms of street crime. Particular attention should be given to banks, bank messengers, armored cars, gas stations, liquor stores.
All right, listen up. We need a few cadets to fill out security for this TV debate between Paul Bear and Senator Silverthorne. It's a live broadcast, and the politicos don't want any demonstrators, streakers, or nutballs trying for airtime. Now, this is grunt work, people. That's why we've chosen you. Volunteers. Sanchez, Dumar, you two report to the gun range after class.
Excuse me, sir?
You got a problem, Francisco?
No, sir. It just occurred to me. If none of the regular officers are newcomer, I mean, with a newcomer candidate, well, wouldn't the department's image be a little...
Let me worry about our image, cadet.
Good point, Francisco.
Next time, Dumar. Francisco, be at the gun range.
Back to robberies. Particular attention should also be given to malls, grocery stores.
No one can blame you. Most of all, you can't blame yourself.
Well, then who can I blame? I keep thinking that if I had told George, maybe something could have been done about Emily and the others.
Susan, you didn't even know who the others were. The Udara were extremists. I mean, history is full of people like that. Desperate people with a passion to survive. Morality is a judgment made by the winners long after the battle is over.
Well, I thought it was over. We were free. The slavery, the Klisansun, and Udara. All things we could forget.
Matt and George will find out who's doing this. You know they will.
What the hell?
I need a password. Your partner mentioned that you were greedy. He neglected to say that you were stupid. Started his kneecaps. Work up.
Wow, wait a minute.
Hey, this is the easy part, pal.
Passwords, Charles, my brother's name.
File name?
Yacht.
American version?
Yeah, yes.
Now, I should scan this?
Yeah. Senator Silverthorne. You. What?
Emily, where are you going? I just want some more ketchup for my spleen. Sorry.
Buck. Buck. What? How's the training going?
I get hassled, but it doesn't interfere. I'm going to be part of the security team at the TV studio for the debate.
How can they do that? You've just started.
Susan.
Actually, I had to embarrass them into it. It's supposed to be this Mickey Mouse assignment, but they're not sending any newcomers, so...
George.
It'll be good experience.
I don't think he's ready.
Mom, don't start. Just stop it, both of you.
And please don't use me because of what's going down between you two.
Work it out, split, take it on Oprah, newcomer cops, and the women who love them. I just can't stand this pleasant phoniness.
If you can't talk to each other, how are you supposed to talk to us? I'm taking a bus.
Wait for me.
George.
It's all right. They've got her under surveillance.
Man, I don't believe those two.
What are we doing here?
It's my bad idea for the day.
No, I shouldn't have started in on Buck.
Susan. You want me to move out?
Do you want to?
Never.
George, about Emily and Udara. I couldn't tell you. At first I didn't know how, and then it just didn't seem to matter anymore.
Of course it matters. Trust always matters. Susan, you've given me so much over all these years.
I know. Just hold the thought.
What's this one?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Careful.
Hey, George. English Tinctonese dictionary. Sharp newcomer uniform noticed it. Found words checked off. Remembered your flyer.
Udara.
You betcha.
TV5, TV5, please assist LAPD. Slip 3. Slip 3, TV5.
Fred, enter this way, please. The computer's been cleaned out, same with the safe. The deceased had been shopping for an expensive yacht.
Background?
Larry Coleman, boat bum. Small inheritance and started talking like a lotto winner.
Oh, he's the one.
Yeah, and then the secret to the Udara is a cash cow somebody else found out about.
Now it's gone.
Sykes. Yes, I did. Both, huh? Thank you. The phone company. I asked him to check Tina's number and Len's number against this phone. This was the trigger man, George.
And who is it now?
All elderly welfare residents, please be sure to fill out your forms completely before reaching the table. Thank you.
I don't see Avery yet.
The bird is in the nest.
10-4.
With the Continental Congress urging women to boycott British imports. Many of them joined the Daughters of Liberty as the war continued. Hello? Yes, but I see. Emily, it's for you. You're patching your father's office through. As many as 20,000 American women serve the continent.
Yes?
Primarily as nurses or water and ammunition carriers.
Yes, I understand.
One woman, Deborah Sampson.
Yes, I will.
What is this, a fire drill? You know anything about a fire drill?
No, you better get in there.
Can't find her.
Keep looking!
George. By the door. Blue scarf and cape.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Just give me that blue scarf, Kate.
I pay taxes to get services.
Hold it, ma'am. Ma'am? I'm Detective Sykes. We have some questions for you.
Better. Better. Now let's do it again.
it. Right.
Stares through me like a laser. Can't or won't speak English. Sykes.
She'll tell me.
Thanks. Someone yanked the fire bell at Emily's school. They lost her.
No.
Okay, now you got your audience pass. Now you're going to be seated right here with the bearer group. Now over here in a lighting equipment box is a gun identical to the one that you just fired. Now do you think you can find it?
Sure.
And then what do you do?
Then I walk on stage, don't hurry. Keep the gun at my side until I'm 6 feet away. Then I say, here's my vote.
Very good, Emily. Now do you have any questions?
Which candidate do I shoot?
Me, Emily. You shoot me right here. And don't miss, or I won't be able to enjoy my victory on Election Day.
If you can see any of these cameras, you're too close to the stage. Nobody, but nobody gets past you. We're straight?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kim, that's good. Let me hear the pallbearer mic now, please.
But these were your people. Our people. And now they are dead. And for what? The cause? The cause? The fighting is over. Tell us who the seated ones are. Tell us how to clear them.
You're mistaken. I'm not who you think I am.
A young girl is missing. A teenager. We know she has been seated.
If you have no charges to file, I wish to go.
Give me Licia Placa. It's wrong, Ethel.
No, you are not Udara. You would not shoot a helpless old woman.
Damn, she's calling us bluff.
You are just as guilty as those who are controlling Udara now. You are just as responsible for these criminal acts. I'm not giving up. Susan!
You're right. He could not shoot you. But you know me. You trained me. I am Udara. Navishkarov Udara. The missing girl is our daughter. I gave her to you. To Udara. I want her back. You will tell him what he needs to know, or I will kill you right now. Not for the cause. The cause is gone. Vot les ekrov nosku.
I kept a holographic plate with a list of the seated ones and the secret trigger codes. It was confiscated in immigration.
Do you remember the codes?
Of course.
I'm tired of the controversy.
Ready
over
for
social
and take four.
Of course.
3, swing for
Good
the audience.
men and women, human and Tectonese alike, can't disagree. Now, he's honest. He's got a good record fighting crime, but at least I'm on the record. My opponent has no record in this area. Oh, did I say this area? He also has no record in foreign affairs, domestic fiscal policy, agriculture, farm subsidies, the environment, you name it.
So we give Emily this phrase.
She'll be deprogrammed.
George, we have to find her.
I'll check the APB, see if they got anything.
George, Susan.
Have they found Emily?
On TV at the debate, I saw.
No, Albert, not Buck. We're looking for Emily.
Yes, Emily. I saw her on TV. She's in the audience. She's there.
I'll get the car.
Albert, contact Sergeant Monteo at the studio. Have Emily detained, put under a suicide watch.
What?
Emily is Udara.
Well, the senator has given you what he considers the bad news about my relative inexperience in the political arena and the national scene. Let me give you what I perceive as the
Sergeant Monteo, he's around here somewhere.
Let's look at the record.
All right, I'll try and find him right away.
He has repeatedly made promises to all of us prior to elections, and then conveniently forgotten or blithely ignored them once in office. He's a defender of the last existing subsidies for the tobacco industry and the recipient of $400,000 in campaign contributions from that same special interest group. He wants to talk about fundraising. How about rent-a-vote? Fiscal policy. The senator has supported
She's okay.
and defeated on every piece of legislation.
No longer afraid.
Financial
No longer the hopeless.
Malfeasance, that's one of those $25. It's a kinder, gentler way of saying you got caught with your hand in the public's cookie jar.
Get the paramedics there, too. Out.
I have a question for both candidates. Gun control is perhaps an area that receives the most political lip service of anything in this country. Yet despite the polls that show that the majority of citizens in the United States feel that gun legislation and basically ineffective, do you
Senator Silverthorne, would you like the legal person to respond?
Why is it that people we don't want to have guns always seem to get them, no matter how many laws or bans we pass? Now, why make it harder for decent, honest, hard-working Americans to protect themselves from the armed marauder, the thief, the rapist?
Thank you very much, Senator Silverthorne. Mr. Bearer, could we have your response to that?
It's difficult to tell people you don't have the right or the means to protect yourself, your property, or your home.
Have your attention. This is a police emergency. I want you to put camera 1 in the left wing, camera 4 in the right wing.
Are you nuts? We're on the air here, pal.
You're going to be in the air here, pal. You don't do what I say.
Do it. Find, remove, confiscate, and destroy the concealable weapons that are already in circulation. This is not a magic panacea. It's not a quick fix. Nor is it an impossible task. We must.
I can't use these
rid
shots.
I can. Tell them to pan the cameras around. We're looking for a 16-year-old newcomer girl.
1 and 4 pan. We're looking for a girl.
Thank you, Mr. Bearer. That concludes this first round of questioning. Now we'll move into the second portion of our debate. The next round of questions will come from Sarah Sashin of the Los Angeles Times. Miss Sashin?
Senator Silverthorne. In the last election, the fight on to tighten the state's borders and also to curtail the flow of illegal immigrants. Are you satisfied?
George, right wing.
This last term in office?
I won't be satisfied.
She's got a gun.
until the last United States citizen in this state is not robbed of gainful employment by some border junkie.
What are you doing here?
I won't be satisfied until there are no more holes in the border that seriously impede the economy of California.
Put the gun down, please.
Here's my vote.
Shoot her! Don't shoot! Shoot her! Don't shoot!
Paramedics are on the way.
Hang on, Buck.
Need a hand,
This could still work. She wanted to shoot me. You think the audience could tell?
I don't believe the senator. She was still alive.
She's a
What did she
crazy
know?
spongehead. She'll dumb me up like the rest of them.
Hey,
let's go! Move! Get out of the car! You realize
Emily, are these the men who gave you instructions and told you where to find the gun?
Hey! This is a conspiracy! Emily!
Yes.
Do you know which one called you at school?
It was his voice.
That is for kidnapping. You're also under arrest for murder, conspiracy to commit murder, extortion. Should you so desire and cannot afford one, an attorney will be appointed to you without charge before questioning. Do you understand these rights as I have told them to you?
All 6 networks have already projected Paul Bearer as the winner in a race which became a non-contest after Senator Silverthorne's arrest on felony, murder, kidnapping, and other charges. Citing bizarre circumstances which are expected to emerge during the trial,
I feel really bad.
It's okay. It's all right. Hey, Buck. Officer, how you feeling?
How's it going?
Cummings is plea bargaining. Silverthorne is toast.
It's for Larry Duncan's murder as well. His brother was the immigration officer who took Avra's holographic plate.
Hey, Buck. This came for you from the police academy.
Thanks. How are your ribs? It only hurts when I move. Or laugh.
It'll be another week before I let him out.
If that's a porno.
Excuse me. Chief of police called, said he wanted to give me a commendation.
Well, that won't hurt your record.
I told him I wanted this tape instead. Some instructors at the academy made it. They thought it was pretty funny. They've been reassigned.
Hey, Buck, give me some volume.
Oh, that's not
Hey,
Buck.
A wheelchair to room 5170. Thank you.
So what's the story on that tape, Buck?
Oh, they were trying to embarrass us.
How could I judge you? Those were unthinkable times.
I had to follow my conscience.
One of the things I admire most about you, your passion.
Who's talking about passion?
Suspense.